Yeah. So shout out David for making a really good video, but I think you forgot about Simon Lizotte.
There's 3 keys to disc golf: driving, approaching, and putting. You need all 3 to do this disc sport.
So some of you guys might have seen this video that David from Apollo Disc Golf put out recently, kind of going over the history of the control driver. And in my opinion, it was actually one of the better pieces of disc golf content that I've seen lately. But unfortunately, I think he missed one thing. In David's video, he broke down how the control driver kind of changed the disc golf game, or I guess changed the bags of the disc golf pros at the highest level. So in David's video, he talked about the Discmania PD, the Innova Thunderbird, the new Kyle Klein Vanguard, and that one disc from Latitude that wants to be a Thunderbird that I can't really remember the name of. But he left out one disc, maybe because it's not new, but with the backing of Simon Lizotte himself, I don't really think you can leave it out of the conversation. We're talking about the MVP Tesla. If you've seen any of Casey White or Simon Lizotte's content lately, you probably know Simon has been throwing the Tesla a ton. And I kind of think it's because it has replaced his old swirly dyed PD. And so I've actually been a fan of the Tesla for a little bit over a year now. It's one of those discs that kind of comes in and out of my bag, but only because I have such a good lineup of Thunderbirds. Rod. Rod. So the flight numbers for the Tesla are 9.5, -1.2. So not exactly the same as like the PD, the Thunderbird, the Vanguard, the Honor, I think that's what it's called. For the last few seasons, we've seen Simon Lizotte absolutely shred fairways with that swirly red and yellow PD. Pretty beat-in PD, I would have to assume. So very controlled, but like David was saying, kind of that T-bird, but it just goes really far. And I think that's why players with, relatively higher end arm speed find so much success out of this disc. I kind of think the Tesla is that disc that no one really knew about unless you were an MVP fan before the Simon Lizotte switch. And Simon Lizotte is quickly bringing this disc to people's attention. Everyone I know who bags a Tesla pretty much says it's one of their favorite discs, but I don't see many people that throw it. All right, guys, this is the most blind shot in disc golf, so if we lose both of these, that's why. Why do I throw it into that tree both times? And why do I get through it both times? So a lot of you guys probably know that I am a Thunderbird fanboy. It's one of my favorite discs. I think it's so valuable for my hyzer flip style of play. But if I had to put a disc in second place, it would be the Tesla. It's very flat, so honestly it feels amazing. You could argue better than the Thunderbird. It's extremely fast. It's one of those discs where when it leaves your hand, it just seems it's noticeably faster than other discs, even though it's a 9-speed. I feel like it's one of those 9 speeds where I'm getting similar distance to my distance drivers, even though it's a 9, and it's very, very controllable. Second shot, first shot. Here's kind of like the profile view of it, extremely flat. If you saw my videos with Joe Notch back in Minnesota, he has quite possibly, don't put this on record, the only domey Tesla in existence, and he throws that thing like 500 feet. But look at that. So nice. So if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one of these patent number Teslas, the Neutron version, these things, in my opinion, are a little bit straighter, and I would call them a little bit more workable of a disc. So shout out David for making a really good video, but I think you forgot about Simon Lizotte. All right, guys, this hole's 345, beautiful push hyzer. Honestly, the ideal shot for the Tesla Thunderbird style disc. Yep. Yup. So good. Peach. Reminder, I am at about 3,500 feet of elevation right now, so everything's flying a little bit more stable. Usually the Tesla on a hard hyzer, I would get it to kind of flip up and ride a little more flat, but I feel like throwing them at elevation doesn't show like the true flight of this disc. Golly. All right, a few more shots with the Tesla. Hopefully I can really show you how this thing flies uphill. About 330, I think this hole is. Hit it on a nice little forehand. Yeah. It kind of sucks that I'm at elevation because I feel like it's not showing the true flight of like how the Tesla flips up and pushes. Still a good shot. Let's see if I can pull off like that big Annie shot. Wow, that is beef. Beautiful flight. Let's go low, flat shot here. Skip. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I had to come out here and show the Tesla a little bit of love. I feel like it's just that sleeper pick in the control driver lineup that is just so popular nowadays. If you're looking for that control driver slot, and specifically for you four-handers out there, I think the Tesla might be the move for you. Obviously the Thunderbird is great. All of those category of discs are great. You just got to find the one that you like the most. For me, definitely Thundy and Tesla. These things are just absolute money. So as always, thank you for watching. Shout out David for making that video. Very solid video. It's like the Thunderbird copycat category is something that I'm a fan of. So when I saw that video and watched it, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the history breakdown as well. If you haven't checked out that video, definitely go check out that one because it gets a little more in depth on actually like the history of the control driver, I guess you would call it. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Oh shit. Okay, that was the closest I've ever got to like throwing 3 discs right on top of the camera. Whew.